What's up, guys? We got some news from the Archeage community manager. There's a lot of changes coming in the future for the community. Most of it, which is outraging a lot of players, is all they are going really hardcore with no personal attacks in chat or on the forums. So a lot more forum bans and bans, I guess chat bans in game. They're going to be tackling the community and try and make it less toxic by being stricter and being more of a dictator. Don't think that's the right way to go about it. And obviously a lot of people don't think that's the right way to go as well. So that means personal attacks are banned. Politics, not in-game politics, but any political things that are going on, pretty much any real life activities is being banned. You can't talk about terrorists, you can't talk about politics, can't talk about religion, can't talk about sex or sexuality or anything like that. So any controversial topics are going to be banned, and grounds for chat bans, forum bans, and possibly even bans from the game, temporary bans maybe. So we don't know how severe they're going to be in this kind of uber controlling censorship period of the game here in game, and this is in-game stuff as well. So expect to see a lot more PG chats than you're used to. The next thing they talked about is this big PvP tournament. So honor is just more than PvP points. They say they're looking to bring a 10 versus 10. Yes, you heard that right. 10 versus 10 tournament of some sort, and this is going to go from a few weeks, it looks like, all the way up to the anniversary. So they're going to give out more details in July. So this is still kind of in the works, and it sounds like they're going to bring the kind of like the best 10 people from one server to the next best 10 people from another server and put them together in one kind of like temporary server and have them duke it out, because they do say that major guilds from all regions and servers will participate in this tournament. So this is going to be interesting if they can pull this off. I'm actually excited to see this come out. The more information will come out in July, they say. So they say start working on your team tactics right there. So a 10 versus 10 tournament is pretty exciting if they can pull this off. Again, with servers and everything, this is going to be tricky, and I don't have much faith in Trion Worlds, so there's a reason they're called Trion Worlds, and you guys all know that very well. So then the last thing they said is that, again, this is something that I don't think they're going to be able to pull through with, is bi-weekly town hall chats in-game on your servers. They're going to have 2 a week. That's what bi-weekly means. They're going to have Q&As on servers. So twice a week, someone from the team, someone from the dev team, staff like Crolin, Amanda, Celestrata, Quilladon, someone from the dev team will be in-game in a server and answering questions for an unspecified amount of time. I don't see them following through with this. They say this is going to start in June 20th, but this to me seems like kind of like a last-ditch effort to get community involvement and show that the devs are there and they're listening to us, but they're not really going to do anything because they don't have the power to. And this probably will end up being just like the producers forum or the producers letter in the publishers forum in the official forums, where it was like, yeah, we're going to do this publisher forum, we're going to keep you guys updated all the time, and like 2 months later, there's no communication whatsoever. There's no talks at all about that forum. The forum hadn't been updated in like 2 or 3 months, and it just kind of like sat there and rot. So I think that's exactly how this is going to go. They are also reaching out to community content creators. They want to, bring you guys together, potentially, I guess, work together with you guys, and, make the community stronger as a whole. I don't know. I think this is just a load of crap. Like always with Trion Worlds, they may have good intentions. This is, to me, just a PR statement, and it's a PR statement where they're taking away freedom of speech, which I'm highly against. Sure, I get there's a lot of hate talk out there, but it comes with the territory of a big PvP game. There's a lot of grieving and trolling, and that stuff, they're going to really limit a lot of that stuff, which is what Archeage is really about. And you're trying to make a more clean, fun, non-toxic environment. Well, why don't you work with establishing a better game, and that will bring a better community out. If you improve the game features and you know, improve the glitches and errors and holes in the system. That will make people more engaging and have actual, you know, player versus player activities going on. But, you know, they don't have that power. They can't do that, so they can only monitor chat and do things like that and ban people. Like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. It's very reminiscent of their whole X up for fair play and how they're trying to clean up the community, but there's still exploits and bots that go out. Not as many, but there's still things that happen. Macros are still being used. You know, problem things like that. There's gold sellers out there. There's people selling accounts. I mean, you just go to any gold selling website. You go to playerauctions.com. You can see tons and tons of people selling gold, selling accounts. All that stuff's still there. They haven't really done that much. You know, maybe it's not as bad. I'm sure there's still some people teleporting around in the game. You just got to be more careful about it. Yeah, so I mean, to me, it just sounds like a big PR spin, and they're trying to say all these other things that aren't necessarily coming in the near future. But they're saying these things like the PvP tournament and like the community town hall chat things. They're kind of just throwing those out there, telling you that's coming out there because they know that censorship and banning people and being more hardcore about, oh, you can't say shit, you can't call someone a piece of shit, you know, like things like that is not going to go over well, and it hasn't gone over well. The forum thread with this stuff is already like 15 pages long of people just like, this is stupid, like this is like crazy shit. It's just horrible. They have pretty much no one in favor of how strict they're going to be with punishments and how strict they're going to be with language and with, you know, freedom of speech, of being able to talk about religion, politics. Hell, you can't even say like, oh man, freaking the Paris got attacked, the terrorists attacked Paris. If you say stuff like that, that's going to be grounds for a ban, a temporary chat ban or a ban in game. So if like the Paris attacks happen now, like you can't say anything about it in game, otherwise you might actually get banned from Archeage because you're like alerting people like, hey shit, look at the news, the world's going to hell. Like holy shit, like make sure your people in Paris are okay and check on your relatives and friends, you know, the terrorists are attacking. You can't say that. They're taking that away from the community. If, say, a crazy celebrity dies, if Prince dies, you know, like Prince died not too long ago, you can't talk about that in game. Pretty much you can only talk about Archeage stuff in Archeage, and that is just wrong. Wrong. Anyway, if you think it's right, post it down in the comments down below. If you think it's wrong, post it down in the comments. So let us know what you think of this. The chat censorship, it's a wrong direction. The game is falling apart. Even though they say that the population is fine and healthy, they released a kind of a blanket statement from this community manager saying, oh yeah, the healthy servers, they're fine, they're great, they're dandy, no need to worry. I guarantee you, in time for 3.0, which is probably about 6 months, the end of the year, they're going to be like, server merges, oh, we have to, our population is declining, because 2.9 is not going to bring anyone back. People have already discussed this on the forums. 2.9 is not going to bring anyone back for any significant amount of time. It's only for, you know, 100 people is 2.9. That's what this patch is all about, 100 people per server, big guild, a guild that has dominated the server for the most part, a guild that has tons of money, a guild that has been able to acquire tier 6 obsidians. That's the people that are going to be benefited from this. Everyone else is not really going to be benefiting from this 2.9 patch. Hardly at all. There's very little in there for anyone that isn't part of a massive guild, that doesn't own a castle. Yes, there are a little bit of quests involving you know, trade pack type things up in Aurora and doing things for the castle, but all that stuff actually requires one massive guild to have a castle, to build up these buildings, and this is all stemming 100 people this patch pretty much is for. Overall, everyone else is just the peons, as people have said, and yeah, like this patch is really going to piss off a lot of people because there's nothing else next. There's nothing else coming up in the near future. We got to wait at least 6 months here for the 3.0 patch. We don't even know what exactly is in it. There's a lot of speculation. Korea doesn't even have it yet. So, yeah, this patch is going to be a horrible patch. You know, of course, balance changes and things like that, but the population is going to keep spiraling down. This patch is just piece of shit, really.